Okay, welcome to something completely different, everybody. Not gonna lie, I'm kinda excited to see what the comments on this one look like. Anyway, as I'm sure you all probably figured out from the title here, today I would like to talk about the upcoming Elden Ring movie, which for those of you living under a rock, yes, that is a thing for whatever reason. Now, this has been an ongoing storyline for a while at this point, but today there was a clip from an interview with the director that's been making the rounds on social media, and the response has been pretty interesting, so I figured I'd make a video talking about it. So yeah, that's pretty much the heads and tails of what we're gonna be doing today. Just gonna queue up for some nightreign and ramble my unfiltered opinions that nobody asked for. Before we get going here, as always, if you are enjoying the video, definitely make sure you hit that like button. I actually used to do a lot of these more commentary-focused videos back in the Call of Duty days, and not gonna lie, I kinda miss it. So if you enjoy this and you wanna see me do more videos like it, definitely let me know in the comments. And if you're new or you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate the support. And as far as expeditions go, I guess I'll help people out with Tricephalos? I don't know. I don't really feel like playing solo because I'm gonna be talking most of the time. And actually, you know what? I realized while I was editing yesterday's video, I don't think I've played the Raider yet, like at all. So maybe I'll give that a try today too. Also, just as a quick disclaimer, if this video ends up sounding like the unhinged ramblings of somebody who did 5 minutes of Googling and read 3 tweets before sitting down to record, that's because it, is. If you were looking for nuanced, thoughtful discussion, you've honestly come to the wrong channel. Although, one small problem with my choice of activity here, I'm not entirely sure what any of the Raider's skills actually do. I know I summon a totem in the middle of the map, that's about it. So yeah, like I was kind of saying, the main point of this video is that there is a clip from an interview that's been making the rounds on Twitter with the director that's been attached to the Elden Ring movie. Which, by the way, as a side note, I actually had no idea until today that the movie even had a director. Like, I was under the impression that this movie was still in the concept phase, you know? There is going to be an Elden Ring movie, but there was no script, no director, no cast, none of that shit. But apparently that's not the case. The movie actually has a director. It's the guy who wrote the 28 Days Later sequel that's coming out pretty soon. So yeah, moral of the story is I guess this movie's more of a reality than I thought it was gonna be. Anyway, the clip that's been going around is from an interview that's actually about the movie I just mentioned, but the interviewer takes like a quick second just to ask him a question about the Elden Ring movie and like where it's at, and he sort of declines to answer it. Like he says up front, oh, I'm not gonna be talking about this or whatever, like he's trying to shut it down. But the interviewer basically just pivots it and says, oh, no, I just wanted to ask you like your thoughts about Elden Ring the game. Like, have you played it? Do you enjoy it? Do you know about it? Like, you know, what's your history with this video game, right? Oh, this thing does bleed? Holy. Also, I'm definitely not using my skill correctly, by the way. I think it's supposed to, like, mitigate damage somehow? Not really sure. Oh, baby. I think it's gotta be done, dude. It's gotta be done. Balls have been acquired. Now, to be very clear, I think this was a perfectly reasonable thing for this interviewer to ask, because, like, a lot of why people are even concerned about this in the first place, myself included, is that we've gotten a lot of Hollywood adaptations recently, of video games especially, where the director or the writers or whoever's working on it just seems to have a very clear disdain for the source material. The two biggest examples popping into my mind being the Borderlands movie and the Monster Hunter movie. And yes, you heard that correctly, there was a Monster Hunter movie, and holy shit was it bad. So yeah, fans are justifiably concerned, especially with a game like Elden Ring that has, you know, such a passionate fan base, and the story is pretty, like, well enjoyed. Obviously, FromSoft's not the poster child for cinematic cutscenes or anything like that, but at the same time, you know, people want to make sure that their favorite game or their favorite franchise or whatever is being adapted in a way that's at least somewhat faithful. So anyway, this interviewer, you know, asks him pretty straight up, like, oh, have you played Elden Ring? You know, what do you think of the game? How do you feel about it? And the guy actually responded pretty affirmatively. Apparently, he's played the game not once, but several times. I think he said he'd beaten the game 7 times or something like that, or he was on his 7th playthrough. And then he proceeded to give his thoughts on the gameplay and, you know, some of the bosses, what he found hard, not hard, that sort of thing. But this is where Twitter kind of started to take an issue. Hello? Can my ability work? I pressed the fucking button, Raider. Punch the guy. Oh my god, and my revenant just completely whiffed me. Now she's gonna die. Oh no. What the hell was that shit? Oh hey, there's a church right here. Oh, thanks for my money back, fellas. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I am well aware that Twitter is not the best place to look for nuanced opinions on literally anything anymore. People on that site are ready, willing, and able to fly off the handle for, you know, any number of reasons. Whether it's because they're trying to farm rage clicks for money, or they're actually just that unhinged. But either way, the response on Twitter was divided. And really, I think the division was more along the lines between the people who've played Elden Ring pretty hardcore like I have, and people who play the game more casually casually, because the casual players all seem to be in agreement that this was a good thing. Like, oh, thank God, we finally have a director who actually seems to care about the source material. This is good. We might actually get a decent game adaptation for once. Unlike Adi Shankar convincing himself that he is the savior of the Devil May Cry series, which is a sentence I can't even believe just came out of my mouth, so I have no idea how he said it with a straight face. I feel like this is a good weapon for me, isn't it? Oh, this is like a hammer. Yeah, I don't know about that one, actually. So yeah, casual players for the most part seem to think this was a good thing, but on the hardcore side, it wasn't quite so positive. You had a lot of people, like, nitpicking the way he described the game, saying that it was proof that he hadn't actually played it and he was just making it up to sound better for an interview. Which, you know, in defense of these people, a lot of these outlets reporting this did a fucking terrible job quoting this guy. They did make it sound a lot worse than it actually was. Oh, Lightning Large Club. I will take that instead of this. What the fuck is this weird-ass moveset? My god. I see where the Raider moveset complaints came from. Also, can this guy not stand in front of me every time I'm trying to do something? Frederick, please? What is the ability on this? Lightning Ram. Wow, that's fucking terrible. Alright, do this. Punch him in the face! Oh boy. Dude, any, stagger enjoyers here? Hello? All right, maybe I'm going back to the balls after all. That didn't feel great. Oh, we gotta move, fellas. I am level 7 at the end of night 1. I feel like this isn't actually too bad. But yeah, the more hardcore side of the Elden Ring fan base was definitely a bit more divided on this, saying things like, oh, somebody who's beaten the game 7 times wouldn't, you know, say this or that. Like, one thing was he described his build as having a cool sword or something like that, and people were saying like, oh, somebody who's beaten the game 7 times wouldn't, you know, say that. But again, kind of to my previous point, I really do think he was a bit misquoted here, because previously in the interview, he does say things that are a bit more savvy to how Elden Ring actually is. Oh shit, son! All right, hold on. Let me see what this does. Hey, did that do anything? I have no idea what that just did, actually. Also, go figure. I went for the poise weapons. I've chosen the one guy that doesn't seem to have a poise threshold. Come here. Why are you going after me exactly? Oh, there's poise. Butthole Bandit, baby. Hell yeah. Like, did I just, like, completely whiff? How the hell did I fuck that up? So, oh, God. Stop, Bell-Bearing Hunter. You stop that right now. There we go. Easy game. Give me something good. All of these fucking suck. Classic nightreign experience. Anyway, what the hell was I saying? The point being that this interview really isn't as bad as it sounded, and I'm saying that from the perspective of somebody who is a little bit more hardcore about Elden Ring than I think most people. Because, like, for instance, one of the things that the interviewer asked is, how did he feel about different bosses, and, like, which boss did he find the hardest? And he said, in his opinion, Malenia was the hardest boss, which some people took as him just Googling an answer, because Malenia is kind of like, you know, the textbook answer for hardest boss in Elden Ring, aside from Consort Radahn, anyway. But to be honest with you, I'd just take that as a sign that maybe he hasn't played the DLC yet. Or even if he did, I mean, it's entirely possible for somebody to find Malenia harder than Consort Radahn. I personally found Consort Radahn harder, but that's also probably because I found him less fun. Yo, can this dog stand the fuck still? Come here, I'm gonna punch you, dog. Get punched. Oh, my heaven. All right, we're drinking. All right, do I have my, where's my Giant Crusher? There we go. This is what I'm talking about right here. I fooled around with the balls long enough. What is this moveset, dude? Oh. Jumping attacks it is. Huge. There we go. So yeah, he said his hardest boss personally was Malenia, but then the interview gets a little bit more interesting because the interviewer says that for him the hardest boss was base game Radahn, after which point the director starts talking about, you know, ways to make Radahn easier, summoning NPCs and kind of letting them do the heavy lifting for you. Boom! Dude, I can't with this fucking moveset, man. It's actually driving me insane. How do people deal with this? Like, Raider mains, are you okay? There we go. Now, that quote ended up kind of getting nitpicked for a couple reasons. The main one, I believe, was because he referred to Radahn's health as his energy bar. The hardcore people were saying, oh, this means he didn't play the game because he's not even, you know, he's not even referring to it as the thing that it is, right? But to be honest with you, I didn't really read it that way, because, like, the guy's kind of older, right? I mean, he's not, like, super old, but he's in his 50s. So if you've been playing video games for a long time, there's a pretty good dude, can you stop? But yeah, if you've been playing video games for a long time, you know, there's a pretty decent chance that you refer to certain mechanics in games as things that they aren't necessarily. Like, a great example of this for us Souls gamers is referring to literally every checkpoint as a bonfire. It could be a grace, it could be a lantern, it could be an idol in Sekiro, but for all of us who've been playing since the Dark Souls days, they're bonfires. Also, I'm not gonna lie, this Zweihander feels pretty good. I'm a fan. Anyway, the last thing people really complained about as far as this interview goes is his claim that he had cleared the game 7 times or 6 times and going on his 7th or something like that. Like I was saying before, people were a little weirded out by the terminology he used at certain points, not just with the energy bar thing, but also how he referred to his weapon and builds and stuff. But once again, I really don't feel like that's a huge deal. Because for one thing, I mean, the interview wasn't even about Elden Ring. It was supposed to be about 28 years later or whatever the movie's called. So he was probably, you know, dumbing down game terms, not trying to get too crazy into it, just for the sake of the interview. And also, I mean, even if he's not a complete expert in Elden Ring, like, I still feel, oh my god, did these stack? Oh, they don't stack. Damn, that's depressing. Yeah, I still feel like you can play a game multiple times or even 7 times and not be, you know, a complete expert at it, right? Like, a great example for me is Persona 5, which is one of my favorite games of all time. I've probably played through that game 7 times or close to it, and I am by no means an expert. There are people who are super hardcore on that game that can talk circles around me for days about Persona fusions and the best builds and abilities to have on your team. In all honesty, I really don't know shit about any of that. I just enjoy playing the game. I play it through almost the exact same way every single time, and you know, that's what we do. Why did we not keep this? Hello? Fine, I'll take it. I like Destined Death. Anyway, in case it wasn't blatantly obvious at this point, I am in the camp of feeling like this interview is actually a good sign. I think the fact that this guy has played through the game and, you know, at least seems to enjoy it is definitely a positive sign as far as whether or not this movie will, at least from the director's seat, be approached with, you know, any sort of tact or reverence for the source material. Now, granted, I don't know if he's writing the movie. You know, he may not be, so the writers could still fuck this up. And even then, this is Hollywood. The writers could do a great job, the director could do a great job, and then the producers could fuck the whole thing up. It's a really great system of filmmaking we live in. What the hell is going on? Now, where's my damage? Here we go, big. Poke him. We will punch him again. Actually, why have I not used Destined Death? Am I stupid? I guess I don't really have the FP for it, but... Oh, huge. Tank it! Yeah! I'm kind of learning how his ability works a little bit. Just a little bit. I still don't really feel like my damage is very good here, but, you know, we'll take it. Poke him! Poke him again! No, no healing for you. Fuck off. Stop. Easy game. I guess periodic giant glint blade sounds good? Sure, man, why not? Anyway, the main point of all that rambling, which hopefully I was able to make something resembling a coherent thought, was that this interview doesn't really, you know, dissuade me or anything from how I think this movie's gonna do. In fact, if anything, I actually think... Oh, I know why I wasn't doing any damage. The Zweihander's level 1. Why did I think it was a level 2 weapon? I was about to say, like, my damage during that fight was fucking awful, but I guess now I know why. But yeah, the point being that I do think that this movie has potential now based on this interview. Obviously, there are going to be a lot of factors that, you know, determine how it does. Casting, writing, producers, that sort of thing, but at the very least, from the director's seat, I feel like there is some hope. All right, Gladius, it has been a hot minute. Let's see how we do here. Okay, that is not what I meant to do. Hey, you know what? Come here. And he ran away, bro. That's exactly what I was trying not to do. Oh my fucking god, bro. I forgot how much of a pain this boss is. Come here. Punch him. I missed. Poke him. Yeah, that damage is way better. Although I'm taking huge damage now. Come here. Okay. Real funny, puppy dog. All right, I'm targeting the one with the sword. I punched the wrong dog, but it's fine. I punched a dog. That is a quote that just came out of my mouth. Do not clip that. Oh, huge. Ow. Tank that shit. I missed the punch, but I tanked it. I forgot to eat my stuff, by the way. Dude, I'm just trying to exist. Can you fuck off? Alright, we'll go for the punch. There we go. Punch the dog. Smack the dog. Oi, huh? Oh my good god. Alright, come here. Punch the dog again. There! Poise break. Crit him down! Huge! Oh my god, he's yelling again. Stop, bro. Why do I take damage with that? That's ridiculous. Totem! Huge damage. Jumping attack. I missed. Oh, we got him too easy. Off my screen, Tricephalos. Fuck you. Oh, baby. Why are people throwing all their shit on the ground? I don't understand. Is this like a trend now? I don't get it. All right, well, that run went pretty well. I definitely did not play very well, but in my defense, I have never played this character in my life. No idea if I used any of his abilities correctly, but we came out with a win in the end. Well, anyway, I think that about covers everything I had to say. The only other thing I really wanted to touch on was sort of topics or plot lines I think this movie should cover. Not that I have any input at all, I'm just some dude on the internet, but in my opinion, I feel like the movie should either cover Vike's storyline, a lead up to the Shattering, or a movie centering around Ronnie and how she came to the conclusion to do what she did. Not as far as her quest line in the game, I mean as far as, you know, the stuff she did before the game. But I don't know, I'm interested to see what happens. And all that yammering being said, as always, if you did enjoy this video, definitely make sure you hit that like button. I don't know if this video was long, short, or made any sense whatsoever. We're gonna find out in the editing room, I guess. But like I was saying at the beginning, if you enjoyed this sort of format for the video and you want to see me do more of them, make sure you let me know down in the comment section. And if you're new or you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate the support. That's about it. I'll see you guys in the next one.